is Lyran. Welcome to my channel. This is AstroCompasse Oracle. I felt called to come on and talk, potentially rant. We'll see what comes out. And pull some cards. At first I was going to do a reading for the Military Feminine Collective. And then I realized that there is no message that one group of people needs more than any other group right now. We're all experiencing the same energy. And I thought that maybe it was much more in alignment to come on and speak about solidarity in solitude, and how to maximize the time that you might have on your hands that is typically not there, and in situations that are very uncomfortable. The only real way to handle this is by going within. That's where the new external is, in the inside. That's where the new external is. That's what there is to explore now. As we all lay low for a while and figure out just exactly what's going on, it gives us an opportunity to understand in a very, very real way what mindfulness means. Because what you know that you for sure have is this exact minute. You have this time right now, right here, where you're at. And conjective thinking, while I understand the justification and pragmatism, planning and preparedness is a good thing. But when coming from a place of fear, you end up effectively drawing yourself into a situation that warrants those things. So I would encourage you at this time to take a little bit more consideration. If you ever had a friend that said, hey, you should try yoga or you should try meditation, maybe now is the time to do something with that energy. Also, let me put this out there for the female collective. Beware of the apocalyptic booty call, okay? Beware of this shit. Just like the president and everybody's talking about these scammers taking advantage of everybody's vulnerability right now. I'm in the middle of Nowhereville, Idaho, very on my own. I've basically been self-isolated for a year. And I still ran into this nonsense. So, first of all, there's no first or second. Just know. If you're not interested in somebody that you can't count on, who's got your back, girls, now is not the time to be getting into alliances with people that have not shown themselves to be worthy in any way at all. Don't do this out of fear. I understand the inclination, but don't do it. And also, the reverse is true. Like, don't take advantage of guys if they're fearful. Nobody should be doing this. And seriously though, like if I run into it all the way up here, as much contact as I don't have with people, it's gonna happen. So, by the way, I thought everybody should have the opportunity to get a little bit of bunny time. Say hi to Lula. She doesn't want to. There you go. There you go. This right here on a female rabbit is called a dewlap. She's a busty gal. Yeah. All right, Furface, come on. She also weighs like 14 pounds and is shedding. So that was, I guess, what it was needing to be said for me. And I, just remember this is, the ascension energies are still happening. Nothing changed. You didn't change. The game changed. You still have all your same tools. You're still your same person, your same resourcefulness. But the game board just flipped upside down. And this is about adapting and accepting and taking advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you right now. Whatever is being given to you, it's time to make lemonade with it. It isn't time to complain and buck the system that you might be feeling trapped by. That is a waste of your energy. It will draw on your life force in a way that you don't want. It will compromise you. Don't take that route. Don't take that route. If you feel so much anxiety that you are literally just bouncing off the walls, any vet will tell you this, just do push-ups. Just do push-ups. Do sit-ups. You could come out of this restricted period of time in peak physical condition if you channel any anxiety you have towards physical training. But if you have something that prevents you from doing that, maybe say you're alone and maybe it's not the coronavirus, maybe you're dealing with something else, or your surgery that doesn't feel elective to you got postponed, and now you've got a health condition that's not being managed, and no one's talking about that right now. You're feeling alone. You're not alone. You are part of a larger collective, and this is the time to figure out how to connect to that, not through external Verizon phone lines, but through the internal lines of communication that exist on a quantum level within the entire collective. It's very real. I'm not telling you anything that the great spiritual teachers and some of the most enlightened scientists have all said. So all I'm just saying is the same thing that's been said, in hopes that maybe I would reach one person that didn't hear it when they said it. Whatever's going on where you're at is where you're at, and you accept this. You stop in conjecture about what's to come is going to cause unnecessary stress, because the timelines are created by you based on your belief and your perspective. If you want to join in with the worst case scenario collective timeline, you might end up magnetizing an up close and personal experience of that version. So be cautious about where your mind goes. If it starts to go sideways, do push-ups, get your endorphins up. If you are physically in a place where you cannot exert yourself and you are literally, it's just you and the brain, well, now is the time to master that bitch. That's just the way it is, because if you've been karmically put in that place, the lesson for you is to do that. And I know this because I've been there, and my life did depend on it. So the thing is I'm not the only one. Many, many, many have understood the amount of power that we actually have over our biology and physiology, because it's all tied to the energetic body, which is of course tied to thoughts and emotions, which are part of the bodies. So remember these concepts. None of them changed just because we all got on the fucking Corona coaster. I mean, are we flattening? Are we peaking? Are we leveling up? Are we going down? Are we uploading? Are we downloading? Good God. In my whole life, ever, all combined together, I've never watched so much news as I have recently, and certainly never exposed myself to so much of key politicians that are not my particular favorite to watch. But a person has to stay informed from all different perspectives, not just one thing. You got these people saying this, and you got these people saying that, you got these people saying that, and you go to all the sources and you check it out, and at the end of the day, you filter it through your intuition, and that is the ultimate way you make your decision. You don't go to XYZ news station, they said this, they say that, you tell 10 people, and you've now created panic, or the opposite, you've created denialism. Okay, be very cautious about what you're regurgitating. Be very cautious about your words. Be cognizant of the effect it has on other people. I've noticed a fragility in people's psyche. A lot of people are doing the buck up attitude, but underneath there's a river of terror because it's a level of vulnerability most of us weren't ready to confront. And certainly when the entire collective is confronted with vulnerability like this, you have a collective response, which exacerbates everything. Anybody who has any kind of empathic cell in their body, which is so many people that may not even realize it, are now not going to just feel their fear. They're going to feel everybody else's fear around them. And some of them may not know it's their own, and some may... I mean, that's the thing. This is about mindfulness and about being in the moment, observing your own thoughts. This is how you master solitude under duress. Okay? This is one of the ways you do this. Okay? Physical exertion. I would also encourage you, to, if you've got any kind of dictionary or thesaurus, expand your vocabulary. I don't even know why I said that. I have never even thought about that until now. Well, anyways, if you've got those things, take the time, because maybe it was a thing that you thought, oh, I'll do that someday, and you never got around to it. But imagine this, like all of a sudden everything's on pause. There's the book you never got around to. There's the gardening that you never got around to. There's the house chores, the organizing of the cabinets, the inventorying of the garage. There's all of these very positive things that can be done to sort of reset energy, okay? And if those things aren't available to you because you're restricted either further logistically or physically, again, the karmic lesson is you have the tools to master this last lesson, which is mastering the mind under duressful circumstances. So I would encourage you to take your mission on with bravery and an assumption of success, really, because your soul wouldn't take this on. If you're listening to my voice and you're here and you've gotten this far into this video, your soul would not have signed up for this experience if you weren't meant to come out on the other side of it, okay? So, anyways, I'm going to pull one card. I don't even know if this is going to get to a single person, but I wanted to come on and say my piece. Because, yeah, I am sick of the Corona coaster, man. I am sick of it. And we are definitely on it. So, here we go. This card has been coming up no matter how many times I try not to pull it. But it is the message I just gave. Seeing the true you. This card is very... it's very poignantly and specifically about a time of reflection when you begin to see who you really are and how you got where you are at this moment in time and what there is to learn about that. That going within and exploration of self is important. At the end of the day, that quietness of mind is what allows you to connect to creator energy. And I have talked about this. I will always talk about this. Every video I do will come back to this point about the necessity of evolving past a separate or a separationist perspective of not being of God. We each are. We each are. And this ascension process is happening. It is happening. You still get to choose your perspective during this process. You still get to choose the frequency that you resonate at while the frequency of the planet raises as a whole. My understanding is corona also means crown in Latin. I didn't want to even talk about this, but it is coming to me. And the only reason I say this is because of the potential time on pause right now to connect to a higher realm, to connect to your higher power through the crown chakra, through mindfulness practices. It just keeps coming back to that. And I was thinking, if this became quite extended, this social distancing, dating is, well, very interesting, right? And also even meeting a person will become, all of that is sort of like, I guess we'll see how it all pans out. But being single in solitude, there's a lot of us here doing this. Yep. Be grateful for the opportunity of the solitude right now, the quietude to do this work. Because if you've been in a relationship, it can't be done really when you're in a relationship, because you've taken on the responsibility to another person. That self-exploration, there's a little bit of opposing energy there, because you really need to focus on yourself to do that. It's like a shamanic journey. You don't do that usually as a couple. It's alone. It's very individual too. It's very individual. So please be vigilant in the information that you take on as truth. Be open to other versions of what you're seeing right in front of you, okay? Things are almost always much different than they appear at first. So, with this weird message, anybody who's listening, love and light, courage, and mindfulness, mindfulness, mindfulness. Yep.